Welcome all to the first C64 roundup for 2022, your concise guide to the latest news and releases for your Commodore 64. Let's kick things off with this month's feature, Rogue 64 by Badger Punch Games. Rogue 64 is a roguelike game where you take on the role of Zendar the Explorer, an adventurer seeking a fabled artifact within the dark and dangerous dungeons of Mordecom. The game screen consists of a simple but quite attractive layout. The gameplay takes place in the centre of the screen, while player stats are on the left and the level map is gradually revealed on the right. Every play of Rogue 64 will provide a unique experience as the levels are procedurally generated, allowing for repeated play sessions that you will not get bored with even when you have completed the game before. Game controls are as simple as they can get in Rogue 64. To collect an item, simply walk over the top of it, and it will be added to your inventory as long as you have space for it. To fight an enemy, you simply walk into them, and the game handles the outcome of each combat encounter. I quite like how the screen rattles when your player gets hit, and provides an additional layer of feedback when he might be in trouble. Three types of potions can be collected within Rogue 64. The green is always a healing potion that restores your health to full, but the nature of the red and blue potions are randomised with each game you play, and you won't know what they do until you collect them and try them out. The potion effects available include getting drunk, which impairs your movement for a while, enemy freeze, instant enemy kill, and a temporary upgrade to your player's strength stats. Hearts can also be collected that will restore your health to full. The aim of each level is to find a key that will unlock the exit door, allowing you to move on to the next level. There are 8 levels in total. But you don't want to be heading for the exit at the first opportunity to do so. To be successful at Rogue 64, you need to build up your player stats. To do this, you want to explore all the rooms within a level so that you can kill all the enemies. After you kill a specified number of enemies, a permanent player upgrade will become available. A blue diamond to increase strength, and a green diamond to increase maximum health. As you progress through the dungeon, you'll meet ever more challenging monsters, and you really need to manage your players' health levels before doing battle with some of the tougher enemies, otherwise you'll easily meet your demise. I found Rogue 64 to be fun and an addictive game experience. I appreciated the simple nature of the gameplay, which is mixed with strategic elements and a degree of uncertainty due to the randomisation of levels and enemy combat. And all this is backed up with a fantastic atmospheric SID soundtrack. Rogue 64 is available as a deluxe cartridge edition from Bitmapsoft, while a digital download version will be available from Badger Punch Games' itch.io page. And now it's time to check out some latest news. For those of you who are eagerly awaiting for the port of the Atari 2600 version of Empire Strikes Back, well, the good news is that the project is about 98% complete. The Megastyle team has been working hard to add in lots of additional touches to the game without deviating too much from the original game design. Empire Strikes Back will feature 8 stages, hit indicators, different daylight settings, the ability to invoke the Force, and an in-game screen. The graphics look quite impressive with our snowspeeder moving around at a very good pace while all retaining tight responsive controls. Fans of the original game are sure to get a big kick out of Empire Strikes Back when it gets released soon. Ponsoft has released a 9-level demo of the upcoming platform game Goblin. Guide your little goblin around the screen, collecting all the potatoes before going back to the exit. The graphics on Goblin are quite nice looking, and the soundtrack to the game is sonically spectacularly full in sound. The key to the game's future success will be around its level design, and whether they can be made to feel different from one level to another. For example, the snow levels do include slippery inertia movements that need to be taken into account when moving your goblin around, so hopefully there's lots of these little different types of subtle differences throughout the game. Phoenixware has confirmed that the 2021 game Run and Gun Episode 1, released by Carlton Hanley and Saul Cross, will receive a physical cassette release soon. There is still no news as to whether the follow-up episodes to the game will come about. Polar Bear in Space, the game we featured in October 2021, has finally been released by Psytronic Software. The game is available as a digital download and a wide range of physical cassette and disc editions, including a USB cassette format for people who game on the C64 devices. The game is sure to put a few hairs on your chest as it provides some old school difficulty setting, but it is a must play with strong production values. Retaliate DX has also received a release, well sort of. Given the ongoing hiatus of publisher RGCD, the developer of Retaliate DX has decided to make the game available as a digital download from itch.io. You can check the game out in our August 2021 edition of this Roundup series. There have been a lot of releases since our last roundup in December, so strap on your seatbelt as we take a quick look at what we have new for our favourite 8-bit computer. Scramble Infinity is a modern day port of the original Scramble arcade game that is over a decade in the making. No doubt you'll note the game looks gorgeous and sounds quite good, especially the menu soundtrack. But rather than create its own levels, Scramble Infinity uses original level designs, albeit in a narrower landscape orientation. As a result, I found the gameplay on offer here to be somewhat lacking, and it does get dull quite quickly. And it's a shame. Scramble Infinity could have been so much more if original levels were done for the game with progressive style gameplay and more levels added. Scramble Infinity is available as a free digital download. Tenebra is an atmospheric puzzle game with roguelike graphical elements. Guide the hapless protagonist to the exit, but to do so he must always be within a field of light. Some torches are fixed, while others can be picked up or moved on rails. Tenebra is a good puzzle style game with a simple and effective graphical style. While not overly difficult, the core puzzle design of positioning sources of light in a way to reach the exit is quite clever. I like how additional puzzle elements are gradually introduced every 2 or 3 levels, keeping the game fresh at all times. Tenebra contains 25 levels and is available as a digital download from itch.io. Random is a simple but addictive arcade style game that sees you chasing cubes around the screen. Once you catch a cube, your cube changes to another colour and so on until you clear the level. If you end up running into a cube with a different colour to yours, then you lose a life. Random contains 31 levels and is well worth a download from itch.io, as it is a great example of how great gameplay will always triumph over fancy graphics. Santa's Rat's Issue is a straightforward old-school arcade platform game. Guide Santa around the house collecting presents while avoiding any nasty creatures. This is Marco Giorgini's first C64 game, and the results here are quite good with a couple of clever touches added to the game design, such as getting more points for presents about to explode and having rats go through holes in the walls to move from one room to another. Santa's Rat's Issue contains 9 levels and is available from itch.io. Arlosoft continues to spit out new games for the C64, with the latest being Pillars, an arcade puzzle game based on columns. The aim of the game is to clear gems by matching 3 or more of the same colour horizontally, vertically or diagonally. As the gems fall, you can move them left or right, or press the joystick button to rearrange them. Create cascading combos to significantly boost your score, while keeping an eye out for the upcoming gems in order to plan ahead. The game is over when the column that the gems arrive into is filled up. Despite the game looking quite good, Pillars left me feeling a little flat as the gameplay does feel somewhat slow and mundane. I think I was looking for a bit more of a challenge than what is on offer here. Download the game from itch.io and let me know what you think. Sarah Jane Avery released Snow Force, a Christmas-skinned version of her award-winning title Soul Force. I have mixed feelings about this version, as I personally feel that the Christmas theme somewhat cheapens what is a fantastic game. The game plays just as well as Soul Force, but for me, space shooters and Christmas just don't go together. However, if you go into the options menu, you'll find that you can access Soul Force X, which is essentially Sarah's version of Soul Force before Protovision added their between-level bitmap screens to the game. Soul Force X also supports 2 button controllers, with a second button used to cycle through weapons. And to me, Soul Force X is the reason to purchase Snow Force, as it not only gives you access to a great horizontal shooter in its original intended form, but it does so at a much more reasonable price compared to what Protovision is currently charging for their digital download. To celebrate the game's 4th birthday, the Knights of Bytes have released a special edition of Sam's Journey for true fans of the game. Sam's Journey Season Special Edition is a new single level of the game with very high difficulty setting. To complete it, you'll need to use each and every move that Sam has available to him, but be warned, this is one tough game. Sam's Journey Season Special Edition is available as a free download and does not require the original game for it to run. Megastyle's latest offering is a one-button game where you jump from tree to tree while you try to avoid the scary insects. On the left tree, your ape slides down the trunk, and on the right side, ape climbs up. Pick up bananas to gain extra points, but watch out so you don't jump into branches while trying to pick it up. This one is a nicely presented high score chaser to play with friends and is available as a digital download. Mr. Sid provided the C64 community with an early Christmas present with his support of Sonic the Hedgehog that requires a 256k RAM expansion unit for it to run. Now, I have never played Sonic the Hedgehog before, so all I can provide is a noob review of the game based on its merits, without any nostalgic biases and without any care about how it compares to other gaming platforms. So what did I think of it? Well, to begin with, I was really happy to see that the game does look like a C64 game. If someone is going to port a game over to a system, I always believe that the look of the conversion should be reflective of that system. Otherwise, what is the point? It's hard not to be impressed with how well the game moves about, even though it took me a while to get used to it. And it's quite clear that playing a platform game on a microcomputer and on a game console are not the same thing, from a feel perspective. I never quite felt that I was taking advantage of the game mechanics, but there were times during the first level where I noticed myself having quite a bit of fun controlling Sonic across the landscape. However, when I did complete the first world stage, I thought to myself, is this it? Where were the enemies? It felt that all I did was run around and jump over gaps, but very little else. Things improved a little from an enemy front across the second world stage, but I did find the jungle levels to be tedious, as it was jump after jump after jump. And it is at this stage that I noticed that Sonic's momentum is always carrying forward a little after jumps, even if the jump is done from a standing start position. I did enjoy the game a little more beyond the jungle level, and quite like the air bubble mechanic of the fourth world stage, but to be honest, I just lacked that drive to want to complete the game. So in short, I found Sonic on the C64 to be technically very impressive and very well produced, but the gameplay itself felt a little hollow. At least it does in comparison to something like Sam's Journey. Irrespective, I do appreciate that bringing Sonic to the Commodore 64 via the use of a RAM expansion unit is a watershed moment that is likely to have an impact on future development of C64 games. It would be nice if this is used to create original games rather than conversions of games that we can access in so many other ways. But that's just my view. I'll be interested to hear what you think about this. And that is a wrap on another C64 Roundup. I hope you enjoyed the episode and I would like to thank you for your support. Thank you to viewers who support RGN via Patreon or Ko-fi. It's greatly appreciated. For those who do sign up to RGN Patreon, you'll gain access to a special development diary log for an upcoming C64 game project and be privy to some of the behind-the-scenes events that take place when producing a game. Until next time, bye for now.